Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another manga volume review. Welcome once again to my channel, guys. This is going to be on the first volume of Eniale and Dewiela. Mispronouncing the names. Now, these are European names, I believe, and I'll talk more a little bit about it. But this was sent to me by Yempress, and I want to highlight Yempress one more time for you guys. If you have not checked them out, I'm going to leave a link down there below where you guys can both check out the manga as well as be able to see a lot more other stuff that they sell. If you haven't really heard of Yempress yet, if you're a manga reader here in the US or in the English world, really, Yempress is probably the number one producer when it comes to manga and light novels. So give them some love, check them out, and you guys can check where you guys can buy their content. For today, Eniale and Dewiela is actually a pretty good manga. This was actually the one that I chose that I felt was maybe outside of my realm of what I'm comfortable reading, and I ended up actually enjoying the first volume. Now, before I continue though, a few things. If you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. There is a giveaway happening right now. You do have to be subscribed, so might as well do it right now. My current goal is to reach 4,100, and we're just around the corner, so make sure you give some love to my channel. Also, you guys can find me on social media, so make sure you follow me there: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Give some love in all those areas. Go check out more of Yempress manga reviews that I have in my channel. I have quite a bit of them, both sponsored and not sponsored, because, you know, again, they're a big company, so I reviewed a lot of their stuff before I even reached out to them. So anyways, here we go. First volume. Small spoiler alerts. I won't give a lot of details, but I do want to say there's a small spoiler alerts just in case. So we follow essentially a angel and a demon, and you can see both of them in the front cover. And these two people essentially are complete opposites. One obviously works for heaven, and one for hell. So throughout the volume, we kind of see the quirkiness of them interacting in a positive way, but also in the negative way. In the beginning, I almost feel like they're like best friends that just don't get along in everything. You know, you see these kind of people all the time, and in fact, I and my wife are very similar. Like, she's very preppy and into fashion and all that, and I'm, in the other hand, a complete opposite. You know, I'm more of introvert person, and I want to read books and I want to collect stuff, right? That's kind of how they are, but in their own way. You have Inali, who's the angel. She wants to do good, but at the same time, there's no secret that if she gets enough blessings, it basically shows up as commission for her at the end of the day. And Dewilia, obviously, as a demon, is collecting souls of those who are suffering. So they're both, in a way, are doing what they're doing for their own ambition, and is obviously, I would say, not a good representation of how hell and heaven is in, I would say, any religion that teaches about heaven and hell. But they do a good job with including, like, ranks of angels and different types of demons, as well as names that, if you've read church history archives, those are names that actually show up in some of these archives. So whoever created this, and I guess I can tell you who it is, Kamonish Shirahama, did his homework. He didn't just make a story out of the blue. He actually studied demon and angel theology and gives us a little bit more input of how the realms work. I think out of the 4 chapters, which is, I'm pretty sure it's only 4 chapters, the third chapter, I believe, is the best one of them all, because in the third chapter, there's a little girl who is trying to save her mother from dying, and she essentially prays to everyone and anyone that would help her. And we see our two little protagonists show up. Our lovely angel and demon girl both show up, wanting to help her. Well, the devil says, or the demon, sorry, says, "I'll do a contract with you," and the angel, on the other hand, says, "Well, I can help you if you commit yourself and do all these good things. Eventually, the blessing will come to you." Now, both obviously, one takes too long, and the other one takes too much of her, because he's like, "Well, maybe in 8 or 10 years, you might owe me your soul," right? That's what the demon basically says. So you kind of see the contrast between the two realms and why they can never show their love, I guess, to one another in front of anyone else. Like, you can tell that these two girls just want to be friends. In the previous chapters, chapter 1 and 2, like, they go out shopping, do other stuff together that, you know, demons and angels shouldn't be doing together anyway. So you can tell that deep down they just want to have fun. And you kind of see that in the last chapter as well. I won't give too much about that one, but the third chapter, I think, was the best one for sure, and it ended a good note. Now, I will say what I don't like about this story is that there is no central plot. At least I haven't seen one yet. It doesn't really show us where they're going or how they're going to end up or what's a big issue between them, other than it's a very different story every chapter. You can almost pick up, I would say, the second volume and probably not miss so much from the first volume, because every chapter is its own story. I believe every chapter is maybe 30, 40 pages long, which is very unusual for mangas. A lot of mangas, chapters are 18 pages, 24 pages. But when you're talking about 35, 40, 45 pages per chapter, you're talking about stories that are just on its own. Like, you can enjoy the first chapter, leave the book for weeks, pick it up and read the second chapter, and still very much enjoy the chapter without really remembering what happened in the first chapter. So, in a way, it's a good thing, especially for those who have a lot to read, and sometimes have to, put some books aside to kind of catch up to what people want to hear about. But at the other side, I just, for mangas, for me to keep buying and reading, I really want them to have a hook, and that is the only reason I'm going to lower my rating on this one. It's just that although it was good, at the end of the day, it didn't hook me enough to want me to buy volume 2, 3, 4. However how many volumes they have. There is slice of lives that intrigue me, that made me want to say, I wonder what's going to happen next, right? Or what happened to this person, and we'll see, in the next volume. But this one didn't really give me a hook, so out of 10, I'm gonna put this one at a low level, sort of a 6.5. I got a pretty good manga that, if you haven't seen it, is actually right there that I got with this one, and that one actually was pretty good. And if you compare both of those, they released in the same month. I would prefer you guys to buy this one over this one, unless your passion is really into slice of life, a very light story. Then this one will still do very good for you guys. On the whole etchiness or stuff like that, it does say older teen in the back. It's not really older teen because of it being raunchy. It does have some language and violence, because obviously you're dealing with demons and angels, right? Nudity. There's nudity in the sense of, a lot of statues of angels and stuff like that are in nude form, so they kind of mimic that. So you do end up with some of that nudity in there, but it's not in tasteless form. So, just in case for those who are wondering. Again, guys, check out the links down there below. You guys can buy this manga at a very cheap price in Right Stuff, so check out that link as well, and you guys can support my channel as well as Yen Press. Give some love to them, not just here, but also on social media. Make sure you share my videos there. Thank you for your love and support. Subscribe, check out my giveaway video, and guys, like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.